What's up, everybody? And on today's Unbiased Hard Take, me and JB do plan on doing a formal podcast of some kind this coming week with our future DoorDash predictions. JB got the better of me this week, but as you can see with my hat, we are not here to talk football and DoorDash predictions or anything like that. Even though it's been a great Sunday of action, I am here to update you on basketball action. It's been a good day to be in a really good weekend in the shadow of the NFL to be a Miami Heat and a Purdue basketball fan, because Miami we'll start with the Miami Heat with my hat here, obviously. We'll start with them, and they have now got 3 wins in a row, and not 3 wins in a row against crappy teams like the Wizards or the Blazers, something like that. No, 3 wins in a row against the Lakers, the Suns, and today against the Cavaliers. All 3 of those teams have winning records. The Miami Heat now moved to 12-10, and now have won 3 in a row for the first time this season. And Tyler Herro's I watched the game a bit today. I just got done doing that, and he was making plays all over the floor, hitting deep threes like Steph Curry. He was driving to the lane and making shots. He was passing the ball, made a really nice pass to Drew Smith. Drew Smith making plays, Jimmy Butler making plays late. He had that blue hair. That was very interesting to see the blue hair for Jimmy Butler. But then you have Bam Adebayo. He's averaging a double-double for the season, had a double-double today. And Scary Terry Rozier, he gives really good speed to this we'll get to them here in a bit, to this Miami Heat team. And they were able to knock off the Cavaliers, who are fighting for the number 1 seed in the East right now. And the Cavaliers had that really big win streak early in the season and held Donovan Mitchell to under 20 points today. So that was really impressive. Duncan Robinson's hitting 3. So Miami, it really was good team basketball. Heat culture. They had the Heat culture court. So it was really kind of fitting to get a nice team win. Everyone performed well. Double digits for a lot of players today. But really, Tyler Herro is the one that stands out. He's just playing at an all-star level. I mean, I was hoping one day, and I've said it before on the podcast, go back and fact check me, that I hope one day Tyler Herro can kind of shine and perform and be that next all-star level player, take us to that next step. Because he was the most improved player, and I thought he could kind of become an all-star player, and he should be an all-star this year. So I'm hoping he really gets the all-star nod. And Miami's playing good basketball. Jimmy's been healthy, knock on wood here. Basketball gods, if you hear that. So he played 17 games so far, so been relatively healthy and averaging a quiet 19 a game. And he's really scoring at a really efficient level. He's shooting 55.7% from the floor. And with Bam averaging a double-double also, and Tyler Herro averaging 24.2 points a game. That's well above a career high, and he's averaging career highs across the board with assists, at rebounds, and field goal percentage as well. So Tyler Herro is having an all-star level season, in my opinion. So when the voting comes out, please vote for him. It's an obvious choice. It's been really incredible to watch that transition. Hopefully it continues later into the season. So that's really all I have for the Miami Heat. We'll continue monitoring them. Again, things are looking pretty good for them. 5 seed in the East right now. Winning record for the Miami Heat. So we'll continue monitoring them. It's still early in the season, but a good start to the season for the Heat. Then we'll want to get into Purdue basketball. And Purdue basketball had that really, I'll say this, I want one curse word a lot per episode, a really piss-poor performance against Penn State. And that was really disappointing to see because it's a Big Ten rivalry game. And I said it before. I had this conversation with a stranger recently in the area that's a Purdue fan. I expect growing pains from this Purdue team. We don't have Zach Edey, and Zach Edey's having a nice, very good start to his NBA career with the Grizzlies in Memphis right now. So we're missing him. He's the Collegiate Player of the Year twice. One of the all-time great college performers of all time. So we're obviously going to have some growing pains, but we did retain Kaufman and Braden Smith, who's one of the best passing point guards in Purdue history. And Braden Smith really is the leader of this team. He had a really nice block today against Maryland, and Purdue really bounced back today in that performance at Mackey Arena in Purdue against another Big Ten team in Maryland, who Maryland had a really good record also. I think they were 8-1 coming in today. I don't have that exactly in front of me right now. Let's see here. Yeah, they're 8-2 now, so they were 8-1. Purdue's now 8-2. Again, they did lose this past also earlier this week against Penn State, so it was good to get a win on Sunday because the new AP polls will come out tomorrow, and hopefully the AP polls are a little nicer to us. We'll still be in the top 15, in my opinion, top 20 at least, at worst. So Purdue will still be ranked. We just got to continue to get the win and continue to really win in the Big Ten. That's going to be the big thing. And we're going to get some growing pains this season, but I expect Purdue to still be in that top 25 and contending in the March Madness this season. Kaufman-Wren performed really well today for Purdue. I think he had 21 points, near a double-double. Braden Smith flew with double-double as well. Warrior had double digits. So Purdue still has a really good core, and I think is going to compete for the Big Ten title and have a really nice seed, at least be in the March Madness, and have a chance when it comes down to it, ultimately the playoffs, March Madness, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. So there's an update on Purdue, and more updates today is Purdue actually hired a new football coach. I said there's no football, but there is on the collegiate level, because Purdue had big news today. If you have not seen on our Facebook page, we announced this news. The link was in the description down below. Our sources said that Purdue hired UNLV's coach Barry Odom as the new football coach. Where the Boilermakers are set to introduce Odom, who's really had a lot of success everywhere he went. In the last 2 seasons at UNLV, he had them in their conference championship game in the Mountain West conference championship. And before that, he had success in the SEC as well. And he actually has been in multiple bowl games when he was the coach of Missouri in 2016 and 2019. Leading the SEC program to a pair of bowl appearances with a 25-25 overall record. So he has bowl experience in the SEC and has gotten SEC teams in Missouri to a bowl game at least, and in the Mountain West led a team in UNLV to the conference championship. So he's won everywhere he's been and has success in multiple conferences and in the SEC. So, I mean, my God, Purdue was 1-11 this year. If you haven't already seen one of the sports fact of the days, Purdue could have had a lead by over 30 in all their games and still would have been at only 6-6. That was a sports fact of the day today on Facebook. Again, if you haven't already checked out our Facebook, link to that will be in the description down below. So please go do that. We have a lot of good content on there. JB is getting more involved. Check out his Steel Take. He'll be doing that weekly basis as well. So, again, that's all I got. Purdue hiring a new football coach in Barry Odom. I mean, I'm just happy that Ryan Walters is gone. I do want to kind of say that it was kind of odd that Purdue hired a coach this quickly. I thought it'd be at least another week or two, but I mean, when you have the NIL and you have transfer portals, you want to get your coach in early. You want to get them in the building now to help recruit. So, I mean, Barry Odom, he's the man in charge now. Ryan Walters is out the door, and it's a new era for Purdue. Hudson Card was a senior and will not be returning, and a lot of Purdue players, I think, will not be returning on this roster. And Purdue's really starting from scratch again. New regimes in here. The football program is going in a new direction. So hopefully it's a positive one, because really there's nowhere to go but up. I mean, Purdue won their first game against Indiana State and lost 11 in a row. Purdue was abysmal in football, and they have one of the best basketball programs in the nation. Made the national championship last year, Final Four trophy, Big Ten champions many times. And to have the football program perform like that last year was truly an embarrassment. So I'm really hoping this Barry Odom, who's had, again, success in the Mountain West Conference, which I know is not as competitive as the Big Ten, but he has had success and had bowl appearances with Missouri and had a really good defense. And it's interesting that Purdue did hire a defensive coach as well, because Ryan Walters came from a defensive mind, and he was actually the defensive coordinator, I believe, for Illinois in the Big Ten. So Purdue going with the defensive mind. I mean, I'm all for defensive, hard-nosed football, but I mean, hopefully he can get some transfers in here, the transfer portal, NIL money, something like that. I've been on Purdue's campus many times. It's a beautiful area, so hopefully he can get some recruits in there, because we have a lot of work to do. So hopefully there's nowhere to go up. My expectation is to at least win 5 games. I want to be flirting with a bowl appearance. Best case scenario, get a low-end 6-win, low-end game bowl, the Pop-Tart Bowl, or whatever they come up with. That's a joke. But, I mean, that's my expectation, truly. 5 wins, flirt with a lower-end bowl, maybe possibly get that. But at least 5 wins. I want to be competing. I don't want to be humiliated every week like we were last year. It was truly an embarrassment to the football program. We've developed great players like Drew Brees and things of that nature. So I have higher expectations than that. So, new era with Purdue football. Purdue basketball is looking good. Miami Heat basketball looking good. Me and JB plan on doing a formal podcast this week, something of that nature. So keep in touch for that. For those videos, again, If you haven't already done so, please go like on Facebook. Link to that in the description down below. And please also follow on Spotify. Link will also be in that description down below. Again, JB is going to start doing steel takes every week, so we have a lot of things planned, and our DoorDash competitions going hard. JB's within 10 games on that, so that's coming down to the wire. The fantasy football coming down to the wire. Keep up to date on our Facebook page for score updates on that. Winner will get a free t-shirt for the Unbiased Hard Take and a free decal for your vehicle. So a lot of great things coming from the Unbiased. Me and JB have been doing a lot of live streams this season, so a lot of good things coming. Until next time, which will not be very long, my friends. Boiler up. The new era. We have a new football coach. Welcome aboard, Mr. Odom. Let's go Heat. 3-game winning streak against 3 good teams. Good to see. And go Pack, go baby. When I'm calculating, Green Bay's 1 win away from the playoffs, if I'm calculating that correctly. So let's get that done this week. Go Pack, go baby. We will see you all in this week's Unbiased Hard Take.